So to start off, I want everybody to just stand up. Everybody stretch your legs. I know we just had a break. Stand up. Put your hands in the air. I have no reason for doing this. I just want to make sure you're all awake. So you can go back down. So today we're going to talk about strengths and weaknesses and how you can really find strength in examining your weaknesses. Now there's a saying that says, practice makes perfect. But I think that's false. I don't believe in that. And I'll tell you why. When I started playing golf, I remember I was in the Maritimes. And for a week straight, I wanted to learn how to play golf, so I played every single day. The problem was, I'd hit the ball, and it would not go exactly where I wanted it to go. That's a big problem in golf if you don't know golf. My problem is I kept hooking the ball. Now, I whacked at that ball over and over again that whole week. And I got a little bit better, but not dramatically. So what happened? I practiced, but I wasn't getting better. So I asked for some help. I found someone and I said, can you give me some tips on how to be a better golfer? So he goes, sure. So he gave me 3 tips. He showed me how to hole, what kind of grip I should have on the club. He showed me about my stance, how I should be standing. And he also showed me where the ball should be when I'm hitting it. And that made a big difference. So I was able to improve fairly quickly. I was in no way a pro after those lessons, but I improved quite significantly in a short amount of time because I got some help. So I was either able to correct something I was doing wrong, or if it's something like that hook, well, I can at least compensate for it to make sure that I can become a better golfer. So maybe we can say that practice and guidance make perfect. That to me makes more sense. So today we're going to look at 2 things. The first thing, I'm going to show you one strategy that you can put into practice into your business today, over the next week, that will make a great difference in your business. We're also going to examine some of your weaknesses to find out what are the things that you need to work on in your business. Sound good? First of all, who the heck am I? So my name is Randall Ward. I come from here, but for a while I lived here. Now I live back here. It all started with this, so I guess you can call me this, but I'm really this. This is me. I've been in this business for 20 years. Some people call me this, but this is what I really am. I'm Yoda for IT companies. And I help IT companies hack their growth. But out of all the presenters that you're going to see today, I have the hardest job out here. I have to tell you, not to invest in the hardware, not to invest in a solution, but I got to tell you that you need to invest in yourself. That's the hardest thing that anybody can do. You see, the first thing you're going to ask me is, where's the ROI? How do I measure the investment I make in myself? Therein lies the problem. If you buy something for $1,000 and you sell it for $1,200, well, you know you just made $200, right? The math is simple. The ROI is there. When you invest in yourself, it's not so easy. It gets more complicated. But it can be much, much better than anything you've experienced. We've helped companies double their business or double their growth. How would that affect your business if you were able to double your income or double the growth of your company? For others, it pays back in dividends, small incremental benefits that come back time after time, and they're constantly getting better. That's another way to come back to you. For others, we give them frameworks and strategies that really help them in their business so they can build a solid foundation for growth. So for me to get better when I was playing golf, I needed to do 3 things. First, I had to admit I had a problem. Plus, I had to get a lot of balls. I had to seek out help, and I had to follow through on the help I received. And that's what we're going to do today. So what is this big strategy that I talked about that can help you in your business? This is something we do with our coaching clients, and it's something that you can apply this week. It's called the ICXU framework. If you want the slides later, I can give them to you. The thing to remember is the ICX framework is something that you can apply to your business and find out how you can make it better. The way it works is everybody has a gift. Everybody is good at something. You're world class at something in your business. But oftentimes, because we're all business owners, we tend to do everything, right? We have a hard time delegating because sometimes we either say, you know, I'm just going to do it myself and go faster, or I can't afford to have anybody else do it. So when you apply this ICXU method to your business, things change. Let's just go through them. If you think about all the things that you do in a day, some of the things you're doing right now, you may be considered as incompetent. It's not that you're a terrible person, you're just not good at it, right? You're terrible at it, it takes way more time than it should. You get it done, but you're wasting a lot of time. Other things, you might be competent at. You're good at it, but there are many people that are much better at it than you are. X is excellent. Now these are the things that you're really good at. There are other people that are good at it also, but you're pretty good and you have a good way of knowing how to do things, you get by. The one that's really interesting is the you, unconscious. What are the things that you do in your business that you can do in your sleep? The things where you completely lose track of time when you're doing them. These are the unconscious things that you are doing. You're world class at something, and when you lose track of time, that's probably what it is. So how do we apply this to your business? For the next week, or pick a week, map out every single task that you do in your business as a business leader. Whether it's marketing, you're doing sales calls, whatever it is that you do, take a note of that task. And next to it, write down, is this something that's categorized as an I, a C, an X, or a U? Am I good at this? Am I not good at this? What do? Well, if you find things that you're really not good at, that you waste a lot of time, actually, it's amazing how just writing this down, you'll discover how much time you waste on this. Now find someone in your company, and if there's no one in your company, find someone outside your company and delegate. But what happens if you delegate something that you're not good at and you give it to somebody else who's not really good at it? Let's say you're terrible with marketing, you don't have the time, you do it poorly, and you give it to somebody who also does it poorly. Well, then you're not really delegating, are you? You're just kind of dumping. You're dumping your problem to another person. But imagine if you take something that you're not good at and you find somebody in your company whom for them it's X or U, and they can do an amazing job, delegate. That completely changes the way, the dynamics of your company. But what happens at the end? You have a bunch of employees that are actually doing what they're good at, what they enjoy doing. And if you find the U's for them, they're really going to enjoy their work because time's just going to fly for them. So this is a very important thing to do, and you can do this even today. Now, the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet are the ones that are successful in keeping all the U's to themselves and delegating all the I's, all the C's, and some of the X's. If you can stay in the U zone, where everything just flows, where you know that's where you gotta be, you're gonna have a successful company. So I want you to try this in your company, and you're really gonna see how it's gonna make, you're gonna get more time, and you're gonna have better employees. I'll explain it this way. Imagine you're at a golf tournament, and you're really good at driving the ball. You can drive that thing 300, 400 yards. But you're terrible at the short game. It takes you 4 putts just to get close to the hole. Well, imagine if you were at the tournament, you do your beautiful drive straight down the center, right on the fairway, and then you tap out and let someone finish, do the putts. You're gonna be unbeatable, right? Well, unfortunately, that's cheating in golf, but in business, that's success. So, we've examined a little bit about how you can examine your own use of your time and that of your team, but let's look at your business. We're going to focus now on what are the things that you might be weak at. So, if you go to your page 9 of your book, we're going to do a little test, and I want you to get out a pen we're going to go through a couple questions. We're going to go through 8 questions. And I want you to answer honestly. You don't have to share this with anybody else. This is for you only, so if you're weak at something, just admit it. It's the only way to get better. So the first question that we have is all about planning and strategy. So the question is, do you have a written strategy or business plan which has been bought into by all of your stakeholders, partners, suppliers, and investors in the business, and is being implemented to perfection? So you're going to score yourself between 1 and 5. So you might not have a written strategy that everybody knows, that might be a 1. Or if you have a very clear strategy, everybody's bought into it, your employees have bought into it, everybody knows where the ship is going, you'd be a 5. So score yourself now. Question number 2. Now we're going to look at sales strategy, management, and execution. So are you recruiting the right salespeople with the right skills, managing their performances effectively, providing with the correct sales tools, and pointing them at the right target markets in line with your range of products and services? 1 to 5. You just think of, how are your sales meeting? Are they very productive? Does everybody know what they're doing? Next question. We're going to look at marketing and your proposition. So the question is, are you consistently winning new customers from your key target list by taking a planned, documented approach to the design of proposal documents, your website, your brochures, case studies, press releases, price presentation, service and product descriptions, and contracts? Quite a mouthful. But how's your marketing? Are you reaching the people you want to reach? 1 to 5. Let's look at your help desk. Is your NOC or help desk working effectively with dealing with excellent call handling, excellent processes, effective performance measurements, and it's delivering first-time resolution in alignment with SLA targets and with excellent customer support and satisfaction? 1 to 5. Operations. That's a big one. Are you automating your services and processes? And you're working so well with your technical support staff, your engineers, that they're fully effective with minimum downtime, doing the work that you planned at the rates that you planned. 1 to 5. What about your suppliers? Do you have a carefully prepared supplier strategy to ensure that you maximize their support, obtain the investment into your business, getting those MDR funds right, and have the right portfolio of services and products with the right balance of supplier risk? 1 to 5. At one of the other shows, we actually had an MSP during the panel. He has a questionnaire that he asked of his suppliers to make sure that they're good enough for him. I thought that was an amazing way to turn the tables. Next, products and services. Do you add new products and services, either in-house or developed or sourced out by a third party based on a clearly defined product development program or cycles? 1 to 5. Do you have new stuff coming out, or are you still doing the same thing? And finally, 8, IP, intellectual property. Do you have systems, procedures, and policies to ensure that you create intellectual property and that you're protecting it the whole cycle from start to finish? 1 to 5. Finally, you want to ask yourselves, you probably know this deep down, which of these 8 are keeping you up awake at night? What are the ones that are really, really bothering you? So now let's add up the score. You should have a score between 0, hopefully not, and 40. Actually, you can't have 0 because I said between 1 and 5, so you're at least going to get 8. So let's kind of see how you measure up. Who here has over 35? Thank you for being honest, because if you did, probably you're in the wrong room. We're all here because we have issues that we need to work constantly. Now, how many maybe have over 25? Great. You guys are well on your way. You obviously know that there's things that you're working on, there's things that you can improve on, but you're going forward and you're doing better than the average. And I'm not going to ask of the rest of you how you did, because every time we do this, the majority of people are under 25, and that's to be expected. And it's sad, but that's what happens. So how do you improve on that score? Well, our mastermind has designed an educational program to really address these issues. We have 3 different educational training paths. The first one is all about traction. If your company has not had any major upswings in terms of sales or growth, and you're really at the same spot, you need more traction. Within this path, we're going to look at strategic business vision, personal growth, work-life balance, company direction, leveraging the right tools, and even finding the right clients. How many people have fired clients? It's awesome. These things really help you to get some traction in your company. And this course is all about getting traction. So just to explain how it works, it is a coach-led training followed by one-on-one coaching. So it's not just how we don't just tell you what to do. We're there in the trenches with you, doing it with you to make sure that you get this accomplished and you move forward. So it's very different than what you won't normally get. The next path is the growth path. You might have some traction, but now how do you grow the company? Or maybe you're growing, but you have growing pains. So how do you deal with that? So this is talking more about marketing, branding, social media reach, HR. Are you finding the right people, these amazing talents out there? Are they staying? Maybe because of your company culture. Do people love working for you? What about growth strategies? Are you have definite plans for how you're going to grow the company? And strategic partnerships, something that's very important we're going to discuss throughout this day. And the last path is the optimization path. Now this is where you have a company that's got traction, you've got growth, but maybe you want to work on your business processes, sales optimization, tracking your sales, your pipelines, your leadership, because everything starts from the top. You have to be the best leader you can be. And productivity, customer satisfaction, and strategic planning. Now that is what the VAR Mastermind training courses are. And really, training and guidance is what we provide. That's what makes perfect. So we learned about how you can apply the ICUXU framework within your own company. And if you do that, it will really help you to work on your strengths and find your strengths. We also saw how if you have weaknesses, you can compensate for them or find ways to eliminate them using our VAR Mastermind training programs. Because investing in yourself is the best investment you'll ever make. Not only for yourself, but for those that are around you. And that's really what I want to tell you here. Whether you take coaching with us or take one of our training programs or join one of our mastermind groups, it's important that as leaders, as business leaders in this industry, that you keep bettering yourself. You see, we don't want you to settle with par. We want you to choose your path and follow through and become successful. So that's VAR Mastermind. This is me, Randall Wark. You can reach me at randall@varmastermind.com. On social media, I'm at Network, and we'll play on words, my name. And we even have a Facebook group that you can join. That's very low cost per month, but allows you to be with your peers and really bounce ideas off them and get some advice. There's an AMA, Ask Me Anything, so I'm the one who's being asked. So if you jump in that group and you have a question, you just write down what it is and I answer. So it's like having a coach, but for a very, very cheap cost. And really, our goal is to help you become a better company. So I hope you'll join us in this adventure and go for the whole month. Thank you.